All right,
Call it
MTG
Storm.
Twin 1. I feel like Flores and Pasco smoked a huge joint before getting into the booth. Okay, that would have made us really calm. So, you're going to have to get your drugs right. We didn't use any drugs, by the way.
Caffeine.
But if we had, it would have been the opposite of smoking a huge joint.
Caffeine is a drug, right?
I love a
Technically.
You know, I've done these before, or like, you know, stolen drinks before when I was a player, and I've seen some Red Bulls, and I don't see any here. Do we have Red Bulls? No. Getting the dagger looks. No. People like you ruined
actually,
the Red Bulls.
I walked to a convenience store on Friday to get Red Bulls, and they did not have Red Bull in the convenience store, and I was sad. There's apparently no Red Bull in Nashville. Wherever we are. Birmingham. Nashville's where I was the last time I was with you.
Memory Lapse guy says, if it has Rite of Flame, it's Tess, not Ant.
Yeah.
Ant is UB, Tess is 5 colors. It doesn't have Rite of Flame, it has Rite of Flores.
Yeah, this is
Were
the
you not
Epic
paying
Storm,
attention?
yeah. That's correct. That's correct. I understand. They're right. They're correct. So if you want to be more specific, change that Ant to TES. Or not more specific, I guess it's correct. Call it TES.
All right, so
Is that really a lot of work for you, Jesse?
Luck Me 10.
Make it all caps,
still
too.
don't care
Also
anymore.
put periods after each letter.
Luck Me 10, did Jerry T lose a bet or something? Yeah, obviously, we talked about this like 40 times yesterday. Yes, he lost a bet.
He apparently also forgot the fingernail polish remover today.
Yeah, so Land Solicious, can we please just have 5 Thors talking about every deck list from now on? No, I'm only doing one more show this season. So no. Some of you are happy. Most of you are crying in your soup, though.
Speaking of crying in your soup, there's a polluted delta for
Ooh,
Wesley.
I like a polluted delta. But nothing after that?
Polluted delta, nothing.
Which of these decks has Force of Will?
There is an island for David Maddox.
So nothing and nothing. But like, how much is a polluted delta? Like 40?
Something around that, yeah.
I own 4 of that card.
Gemstone.
Gemstone Mine.
What are you looking for? What do you want, Glenn? Oh, fine. Take a deck list. Take the whole pile.
Ooh, Lion's Eye Diamond. Something spicy!
Call them both 5-color control.
I'm just
Dark
gonna call
Ritual.
them deck.
Deck.
Ooh, I like that dark. I actually have a foil one of that.
Yeah, that's a Rebecca Gay Dark Ritual.
I love
it.
Rebecca Gay. I wish.
too.
Actually, she's not very popular in terms of doing a lot of art recently, right?
Yeah, I love her artwork though. Yeah. So there's an Infernal Tutor.
In responses, empty my grip. So he's discarding Force of Will on the Infernal Tutor. Uh-oh. We're in trouble.
All that work for nothing.
Uh-oh. Force of Will. That's not fun.
Well, I think David liked it.
I love Force of Will.
Me too. That's
And
another fantastic artist, Therese Nielsen.
Grim
Did you see that Lotus
Monolith.
Cobra she did? Wow. Anyway, yeah. Grim Monolith for David. And Wesley, I think, kind of went all in, hoping his opponent didn't have the force.
I've
but-
actually been in this spot against Ant, if not Tess, before, and I've actually not lost, but gotten drawn out from this spot where, like, you know, I went and played a Jason Mind Sculpt or something, and he drew 2 cards, and one of them was Ad Nauseum, and he was just like Ritual Ad Nauseum, like draw my deck, and he couldn't actually win, but we went to time because he took like a long time picking which cards we're gonna keep, and then he thought he could go off, and then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, are you kidding me? Time? I mean, granted, I was trying to deck him with a Jason Mind Sculptor. So
Are you trying to deck him with a Jace or Mind Sculpt him, Ultimate Jace, remove his library? That's what you...
yeah, deck him with a Jace.
I guess that's decking him.
I mean,
It's Mind Sculpting him.
the
You
only
gotta
actually
use
the reason
technical term.
he didn't kill me was I had to plow my own Mishra's Factory twice that game.
Wow.
So I was like pretty far behind, and so I was really on the Jace plane, and we just went to time.
So both
Fascinating,
players,
I'm sure.
just adding lands to the board.
Well, I mean, I think David's in far superior position, but maybe I'm wrong. Wait, so Wesley is tapping,
Is there an Urborg
3
out
sack
there?
lands.
Or... Oh, I always thought he was just
Fetching.
adding mana.
fetching X3.
Yeah.
So that will be a debit of 3 life, is my assumption. $150. What's that one? Like 90?
Yeah, why not? Just call it 90.
$390, let's call it.
And 3 life.
For 3 life, you can get the other side of a lightning bolt, the other, a healing salve, or $390 in lands. After an initial investment of $120 in lands.
Yeah.
I love Legacy.
Me too.
From
All
that
right, so he
perspective.
draws another gemstone mine.
Wait, so did he just do that to thin his deck?
He's got a Chrome Mox in hand, and that's it.
City of Traitors. I can't believe David Maddox hasn't done something. His opponents had nothing for like
Apparently
roughly
David has
100
nothing
turns.
too. I mean, all right, so he's
All right, look,
adding
he's probably gonna win
4
here.
mana, 4 colorless mana, with the City of Traders and the Ancient Tomb, taking 2,
When
paying a shock for it.
one of the all-in combo decks doesn't, yeah, it's probably it.
There's a Hive Mind.
Some kind of pact.
Pact of the
Titanic
Titan.
pact. Ooh, he can actually pay
Yeah, he
for
can
the
pay.
pact of the
He can
Titan
pay.
now.
He's gonna need the multi-pact right now.
But he's gonna pact of negation the pact of the Titan.
Yeah.
Wait, how is this
So,
stacking?
all right. Yeah, well, they're discussing this too, but basically he plays the red pact, triggering the Hive Mind, so Wesley gets that pact. Then David is playing Pact of Negation to counter the red pact, so and Wesley gets that, so I guess Wesley gets a choice of countering a pact.
So he's just gonna
Actually,
counter his
I'm
own
trying. I gotta
pact?
figure out. It's
All right, so
both players got their
Pact of the
their
Titan
Pact
goes
of
on the
Titan.
stack.
Right, they both got a copy of it, and so that they both both of those resolved. So
They both resolved.
yeah, because they both have
And what's the
little
target?
guys.
What's the target
So
on
the
Pact
Pact
of
of
Negation?
Pact of Negation, the card, the physical one, I think targeted David's own Pact of the Titan, and Wesley's Pact of Negation countered David's Pact of Negation. I guess. I'm trying to figure.
Okay, so did he let Wesley's pact of? So what? David played Pact of the Titan.
Mm-hmm.
2 pacts go on the stack. Wesley's pact resolves. David's pact is still on the stack, right? David now plays Pact of Negation to target
His own Pact of the Titan,
Pact of the Titan,
which gives Wesley a Pact of Negation,
which now counters his.
counters his.
It doesn't matter what it counters. It's
It
going to
doesn't
counter
matter,
something.
yeah.
Which means that he has 2 pact debits.
Yeah.
He can only pay
Yeah.
for 1 pact.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So that's basically what happened. Okay. That's what they were talking about. I
yeah,
assume.
I think that's what it was.
Wesley's like me. He's like, wait, what happened here?
Was there a way for Wesley to? Yeah, there's really no. Yeah, I mean the way that was. It's exactly what happened. The Pact of the Titan resolved. Wesley's Pact of the Titan. Wesley's copy of it resolved. David countered his copy, or attempted to, giving Wesley the opportunity to counter either one, but that was just going to give him 2 pact payments that he had to make, and he could only make 1.
So sideboarding. I think Wesley's going to bring in Deathmark and Pyroclasm. Maybe Shattering Spree. What do you think?
Don't think that.
You don't
I don't
think
think
that
those
at
are
all?
good ideas. Those are really bad ideas.
Really bad ideas.
Michael J. Flores, what are you talking about?
All right, I don't really think that. Those cards are terrible against a deck with no.
I'll agree
creatures.
with you in that case. No. Yeah, wait. Who are we trying to get to win? Who do we want the win game to?
So, does he have Red Blast? He does. So
Yeah.
I think Pyroblast is going to come in. Does he have any kind of discarding spells? Which one is Silent Departure? I don't know that.
That's the bounce spell from Innistrad that has flashback, isn't it? It's like a 1 mana sorcery speed bounce. Yeah.
So
1
he
mana
can Burning
sorcery
Wish
speed
for it, right?
bounce, and then and it has flashback for a blue and 4.
So he's not going to. So Wesley Surber's sideboard is primarily singleton sorceries to interact with his
Burning Wish.
Burning Wish. So he's got Diminishing Returns, Grape Shot, Thoughtseize, Silent Departure, Shattering Spree, Pyroclasm. Which one's... I don't know Virtue's Ruin. Warrens, Tendrils, Deathmark. Primarily... those
Destroy all white creatures.
Destroy all white creatures, yeah. Give
For
me
a black and
Ill-Gotten
2.
Gains. That's an enchantment, isn't it? Ill-Gotten Gains.
It's a sorcery.
So
From
yeah, so that's
Saga.
also going to stay in the sideboard. I remember back in like '99, EDT used to work so hard to get Ill-Gotten Gains to work, and it never really worked in Standard. So really, he's going to leave most of these in the sideboard, I think, for interaction with Burning Wish. I could definitely see Pyroblast, which is an instant, come in though, and to interact with Force of Will.
Right.
Force of Will is kind of bad. Also, Hive Mind and so on.
David Maddox.
David Maddox, he's got Divert, Leyline of Sanctity, Leyline of the Void, Echoing Truth, Blue Elemental Blast. Blue Elemental Blast, but no anti-blue blast here.
Right, no red blasts.
Is Leyline of Sanctity good? Ant deck or test deck.
Yeah. Tendrils of Agony, obviously.
But I mean, you can get around that with
Yeah.
Warrens, I assume.
Exactly. So it's like he wants the Leyline of Sanctity, but he also wants Echoing Truth, to like bounce all the goblin tokens.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of customization from the Hive Mind deck. Duress Seas, Brainstorm, a couple City of Traders, Pact, Hive Mind. Does David not have a blue land, or is it off to the side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't see a blue land. I
I
see
mean, it must be
Brainstorm,
next to the-
City.
Oh, yeah, right.
Thank you.
I'm like, this hand is not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got City of Traders, Brainstorm, Hive Mind, Summoner's Pact, and Misty Rainforest.
Can I get a casting cost on the Tom Ma Respect card, please?
Tom Ma Oh, you mean Hive Mind?
Yeah, I would like to
6,
see it.
isn't it?
I just want to confirm.
Yes, blue and 5.
Blue and 5. So he's a little bit off. He's like a Grim Monolith easily off of just casting Hive Mind, right?
Yeah. He's technically just a single... Well, no, he can't cast... He can't... Well, he can play City of Traders and then play the second one after floating
stack it
mana.
after floating.
Yeah.
Ponder. We cannot see Wesley Surber's Ponder, but I assume it's awesome.
Looks like he thinks it's awesome, too, so he keeps it.
Did he put all 3 cards in his grip? He's not allowed to put all 3 cards in his grip. No, guess not. Duress.
Duress number 2 from Wesley Surber.
So David is going to respond. I mean, maybe Brainstorm, you think?
Could be a Brainstorm. He's got 2 of them.
Well, he doesn't want Hive Mind to be duressed, right?
Oh, it was Duressed.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh, the previous
The
duress.
previous Hive Mind. Well, the Hive Mind was Duressed away with the previous Duress. Now, maybe he drew another Hive Mind.
Well, he certainly drew something that he doesn't want
He
to be
doesn't
duressed.
want to go away, yeah. I'm going to Brainstorm and hide this other Brainstorm.
Well, it doesn't change what I said. He doesn't want Hive Mind to be duressed.
That's absolutely true, yeah. I just didn't know if you caught that the other Hive Mind just kind of
obviously
hidden
haven't.
off camera.
I was busy asking for its casting costs, as I was wondering how long it would
Every
take
time
to-
I see Duress and Inquisition of Kozilek, now everyone's a Gataxian probe. It's just like, and wait, why is the Hive Mind in the graveyard? What happened?
You can't Inquisition that. He must have named it with Cabal Therapy.
He must have discarded it because he drew too many cards. All right, so he Brainstorms, and now we see
Ooh, Intuition,
Summoner's Pact, City, Brainstorm.
Probably take, what would you take? I think I'd take a Brainstorm, perhaps.
May even take a Pact. It's just like tutor, mana, Brainstorm. Like it's
Well, I mean, David's land situation's kind of awkward, right?
yes.
We don't know what's on top. If there's just land on top, then
Right. Okay, so he takes an Intuition. David can just cast an Intuition next turn
I
if he
super
wants.
don't love that, and the reason that I don't love that is because he has the other Intuition. He has the full functionality of Intuition, just go like, intuition for whatever he needs here, like Grim Monolith. Or actually, could he intuition for? No, he can't intuition for show and tell. That's not going to do anything. Well, we're going to find out what he's going to intuition for.
He could.
I think it's Grim Monolith.
He could go.
Ooh, show and tell.
Yeah, so he could get. That's what I was thinking. He can get the show and tells.
Oh.
And then Summoner's Pact for
Emrakul.
For Emrakul, yeah. Except Emrakul's not green, so he can't Summoner's Pact for Emrakul.
So.
What is in his deck to Summoning Pact? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong deck list.
I think it's just there to kill somebody.
Yeah, I guess so.
So he's gonna get a show and tell. I mean, maybe the card on top of his deck was a really good card to show, though. We don't know.
Could be, yeah.
Right?
Maybe
like
he could have just drawn the Emrakul, yeah.
Just showing something awesome. Ponder.
He's gonna ponder here, yeah. And he keeps, draws, passes.
I think that I would have been. I mean, I don't know what game state David is crafting, but I think I would have been more inclined to use a card like that to get acceleration, or to get some way to develop my position, because his position stinks. He can't play another land, and
or he can only play another land.
Yeah,
and lose the city. So Burning Wish from Wesley gets presumably forced. Can we see a graveyard? We're working on it. It was forced. You're right. Is that right, Jesse? Yeah. Lotus Petal, Wesley.
What paid for the
Burning Wish?
What paid for the force?
I don't know. What was removed from the force? We're going to try to find that out. Lion's Eye Diamond from Wesley. And here comes an Infernal Tutor.
Again.
Force of Will, your Infernal Tutor. I love how David waits till I mean, it makes sense, but sacrifice your Lion's Eye Diamonds?
One Lion's Eye Diamond instead of both.
Guess he wanted all the mana.
He can still get all the mana.
The funny thing is, like, I guess he removed Show and Tells or something, because if he just had double Force in his hand,
yeah.
I mean, he forced Wesley test spelled with with the Burning Wish, right? Wesley test spells with the Burning Wish, gets it forced, is like, cool, now I can resolve Infernal Tutor.
Oh, so
the first force removed Brainstorm, second force removed Show and Tell.
So he's actually just jazzing his library here, right? So it's like 2 of those Emrakuls are going to go to the graveyard, which means that Emrakul triggers are going to happen.
Yeah.
And he can just go rip Show and Tell.
Yeah, he can rip a Show and Tell, how many Show and Tells does he have? 4, okay. So he's removed 1 from the game. So he can rip
or an
Intuition. That's why I was finding out. That's why I was checking to see how many Show and Tells he had, because 1 was removed, so he can still Intuition for Show and Tell. All right, Wesley brainstorming with a white border Brainstorm. Passes back. David passes right back. No lands, no play. Lotus Petal from Wesley.
What you've got here. He likes to take counters off of his gemstone mine, I've noticed.
Dark Ritual.
Is that better to Dark Ritual with that instead of an underground, which doesn't cost you anything?
That's a good question. Double Dark Ritual.
And also, like if I draw a red card later, now I can't use it.
Right.
It seems way better to use the black blue lands.
I
for
agree,
Dark
but
Ritual.
maybe there's a reason.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He added. Red.
Oh, one of those was red. Okay, so that's.
No, but he didn't have to use the Lotus Petal then.
Yeah,
right?
that is kind of
that
odd.
seems
Yeah, so we used the
operationally-
Lotus Petal for red then.
I would have much rather used Dark Ritual off of Underground Sea
and then use the
red off of
Gemstone Mine.
so that I don't just throw my cards away, right? Like, like he didn't have to use both of the Lion's Eyes diamonds, right? I mean, to cast Infernal Tutor, fine. You use one Lion's Eye diamond, then I still have the other Lion's Eye diamond. I mean, it's just one man's opinion.
How is mentioning that the Brainstorm was white border condescending?
What?
So just on Cameron Sumner thinks it was condescending to mention that was white border. I just thought it was white. I mean, I just thought it was interesting because usually you don't see white border brainstorms.
I mean, it's not condescending, but operationally, if you're going to play a white bordered brainstorm, you should play 4 white bordered brainstorms. I mean, that's just a fact. I mean,
that's
I don't
true.
know. Like, they're not expensive, right?
Right.
What's a white bordered brainstorm cost? $1?
Right.
He has like $300 in Underground Season play.
Right.
If you're gonna play a whiteboard brainstorm, you play 4.
Right. I don't have
no
a problem
with
with any of the choices. I just thought it was interesting because usually people like to play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it, and I actually think it's kind of cool to play whiteboarded brainstorm. Like I play whiteboarded monolith because it annoys people.
Right.
So I like to play stuff like that sometimes. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna play 1, you play 4.
Right.
That's correct to do. You know why it's correct? Because if someone sees a whiteboarded brainstorm in your hand, and then later you cast a blackboarded brainstorm, you gave them additional information that you didn't have to give them.
Exactly. Ill-gotten gains from Wesley.
Does ill-gotten resolve?
I think we're
Can you
counting
pull up ill-gotten gains? I just want to make sure it does what I think it does.
Oh god, of course I closed the damn window.
Remove ill-gotten gains from the game. All players discard their hands, then each player puts up to 3 cards from his or her graveyard into his. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, isn't there the problem that he's giving his opponent a way to interact back? So he's getting Burning Wish, Lion's Eye Diamond, and Lotus Petal.
And David is getting Pact of the Titan, Hive Mind, and City of Traders. Emrakul making triggering Emrakul shuffle on the stack. So after ill-gotten gains finishes resolving, that is now resolving as well.
If you do not have a pit, please proceed.
Lotus Petal.
Is there no Force of Will in the graveyard?
There should have been Force of Wills in the graveyard. Should have been 2. Yeah.
Am I wrong in thinking that he
Maybe should have got
gotten a
Will?
Force of Will? So that he doesn't get destroyed by this Burning Wish?
I think he should have gotten a Force of Will.
That's why I wanted you to look at ill-gotten gains. I wanted to make sure there was Force of Will that you could get back.
Right.
Just one man's opinion.
Tendrils of Agony. What's the storm count? 1 billion.
Enough. Yeah.
Yeah. So Force of Will would have done nothing.
It could counterspell Burning Wish.
That's true. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, so-
I'm like, yeah, Force of Will the Tendrils. No, he would have not Force of Will the Tendrils.
I mean, I could be wrong.
No, you're right. I mean, well, I could also be wrong. But I agree with you.
It's possible there was no Force of Will in the
I thought he
graveyard.
had 2 forces, because didn't he force removing Brainstorm once and force removing
But he
Show and Tell
also-
the second
he also
time?
got the
Oh, but he
Emeralds,
shuffled away.
so I don't know
Maybe
if
there
they
was
were
no
in the
force.
graveyard,
That's
that's
right.
all.
That's right.
Um,
You're right.
Yeah, he can't stop the the tendrils, but he could counter the tutor.
Yes, if he had the force of will, but he does not. He didn't. They got shuffled away.
So, how did that game play out? So, Wesley Surber had duresses to pretty much like make it to David Maddox. Just didn't, I guess.
Couldn't.
I mean, David's hand was, it just wasn't going anywhere, right? Like, several turns had gone by, and he still just got like City of Traders and nothing, right? So, I can totally understand keeping like this two double brainstorm hand, maybe get there with the 3-mana tutors, and then it didn't go anywhere. Duress ensured that it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Why don't we ask Hive Mind Master Tom Ma? What could David Maddox have done differently in that game?
Yeah, Hive Mind Master Tom Ma, get on the horn.
Because he is the. When I think of Tom Ma, I think of Hive Mind, and when I think of Hive Mind, I think of Tom Ma.
When I think of Tom Ma, I think of Relic of Progenitus. I mean, I think of Lightning and Sidrax's Spectre. I don't think of Relic of Progenitus at all, Tom Ma. Never.
Is that some inside joke that I didn't get? That I'm not getting.
What? The match between Paul Rietzel and Tom Ma in the top 8 of the Pro Tour that Paul Rietzel won. Many players consider that match to have been won by Rietzel's Relics of Progenitus.
Okay. Tom Ma says he shouldn't have cast Intuition, maybe, because he cast Intuition for no reason. I guess we.
I didn't like when Wesley took the Intuition. Actually, he had the other Intuition. Like, there's 2 Intuitions there, and it's not like he can get that far ahead. I thought maybe if his first Intuition he got Grim Monolith, I would have been fine with that.
He went and got Show and Tell.
But he got Show and Tell with nothing to back it up, right? Like that's the.
He never even played Show and Tell, right? He didn't.
No, he discarded it to Force of Will.
Yeah. He needed a blue card. He
could have discarded Intuition, yeah.
Yes. Or removed it. You mean exiled it to Force of Will? Hey,
look,
man.
I don't care if it's Ant or Tess. We're speaking a language that all of us understand, right? That's what I don't get this. Like, this argument over what aggro control is. Are you kidding me? That was the stupidest thing I have ever read. And there's like 40 comments, some of whom are from like readable humans, are like arguing over this. I actually just wanted to paste a link. The first time the term was ever used, the context it was used, and it was written by one of the greatest magic writers of all time, Rob Hahn. I was just, you know what? I'm not going to lower myself to entering into this discussion. But yeah, it was the stupidest thing I've ever read. PV is obviously right. Like, all the other parts of this are just, I mean,
I sort of
asinine levels of slicing a hair that have no usable utility. Like,
unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to look at it, I came to the same conclusion as you as far as I don't even care.
It's not that I don't care. It's like it's just
I guess I just didn't want.
Argument
I didn't even
that has
read
no end, and PV's clearly right, and I do not understand how.
I saw that there was an argument, and I didn't even.
Did you see that PV was on one side of the argument,
No,
and he was
I didn't
making
look.
completely reasonable statements?
No, I didn't even.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I just was like, I don't know. It's a rose is by any other name kind of thing.
Like, the original use of that term included Cloud Elemental. I think there was like Spirit Link in the deck.
Well, speaking of Spirit Link,
there are 2 blue-red lands.
There are
in play.
2 other Magic the Gathering cards on the table in front of us.
Do you know what I love about Legacy? Actually, I actually love this about Legacy.
What's that?
A player plays a Scalding Tarn, right? And there are billions, literally billions of things that can happen when a player plays a Scalding Tarn. There can be a volcanic island in play in a second. There can be underground sea in a play. And then what happens next? It can be a Ponder. It can be a Duress. It can be an Inquisition of Kozilek. And from that Inquisition of Kozilek, maybe it was a mistake and he should have led with a Duress or a Thoughtseize, and now he can't take a Jace the Mind Sculptor, you know? Or it can just be like, a red-green dual land, and somebody can have a Nimble Mongoose in play. And before the Scalding Tarn gets tapped, there are billions of different universes that can happen in the next few seconds.
I agree. So one of the universes included a Resolve Ponder by Wesley, an Ancient Tomb from David, and then an Hour of Brainstorm for Wesley at the end of David's turn. So Just going with this
This
universe
universe,
right
yeah.
here. Figured.
You are boring.
I am. Sorry. I
Why
forgot
don't you
to
go?
bring the ruler. Give me your knuckles.
Why don't you go move to the suburbs and have 2.5 kids while you're at it? You're like, wow, that's a great idea.
It's not. I was just talking to you. I want to move away from the suburbs.
I'm the one with 2.5 kids.
And a brainstorm from Wesley finishes resolving. He attacks with a vigilant scalding tarn. I mean, isn't that what it looked like?
Oh
He just did push it into the red zone. No, he cracks the scalding
Look
tarn.
at the universes that are unfolding here from the Scalding Tarn. I think there's going to be a Black Blue Land. I was right. $150. Boom. Was that $8 to $150?
What, the scalding tarn?
Yeah, I own my own Scalding Tarns.
That's congratulations, Mike. That is impressive.
You wouldn't know it from all the cards I borrowed from you last turn.
That's true.
But I own my own. I played mono like red, black, and blue decks when it was legal and standard, like the Charming Tom Ma. Ooh, it looks like Wesley's going for it. Pondare.
Scalding tarn's $18.
$18. I paid $4.
I paid $3 for my original Onslaught fetch lands. They were right after Onslaught came out. Like, they were in the local store's binder, and he had priced them at $3. I'm like, I'll buy all of these.
The Star City buyers once asked me how I had so many played Wastelands when I was like trading Wastelands for store credit. I said, the only people who have binders with 40 Wastelands in them bought them for $1. We didn't buy them for $50. That's why. And when you buy them for 50 cents to $1, you play them.
Right.
Because you don't give a hang, and you can't know they're going to be worth $60 10 years later.
So it appears Wesley did not go for it, just
No.
passed back after resolving his ponder, but he kept.
But he's just
And now he's
gonna pedal.
gonna play Lotus. Okay, so
Ooh, I love
Lotus
it.
Petal cracked for a Pyroblast on that
I
Intuition,
love it ish.
and David eats a shock for the to try to cast that Intuition. Takes 2 damage off the Ancient Tomb.
Pretty reasonable use of the reasonable play of the Lotus Petal. I thought he was gonna try to go off. Usually they don't start playing their
Yeah,
step mana
Right, 'cause they're
until
adding
the turn that they're
the
gonna.
storm
Yeah, they don't have
count.
the storm.
Attention Magic players, one of our altruists today,
Misty
Lindsay
Rainforest
Burley,
from
is
David.
having a sale. She has $5 off everything on her table. So if you're interested in one of her 3D altars, they're really cool. You can head over to her booth and she can get $5 off.
City of Brass.
a black border City of Brass.
I like it.
Looks nice.
I like it loose. That's it.
Right of Flores. Right of Flame. Actually, they were both Right of Flame.
It says Rite of Flores on his deck list.
It really does look like it says Right.
So what do we got? Storm +2?
Yes.
So our
Tap out ad nauseum.
at Storm +2. Oh man, this is just. How much has he got floating? Right? There's RR 5, 7. So he's got 2 floating. I assume red. Is this gonna resolve? Looks like it. Ooh, keep. He needs some artifact mana, right? None of these things are very expensive, so he's all good. Tendrils. What kind of life are we talking about? He's going kind of quick here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 life. It's got to stop soon, right?
He's kind of got to stop right now. I mean, it's way too dangerous, I think, to...
He has no
I mean, he's
artifact.
got a lot of 0 cost, but he should...
He has no mana. He has to turn another card over.
Oh,
there it is.
Cost. Oh, and he does it again. Now he goes to 1.
I mean, he can't go deeper, right?
No, if he's at 1, he can't. I mean, it's... I don't know.
And he's at RR, right?
He should be at... Shouldn't... Okay, he paid... 10, tapped 3, used 1 for the right of flame, so he has 2 floating plus the 2 from the right of flame, so that's 4. Uses 1 of the reds to pay for the other right of flame, so he should have 6 floating. Uses 5 for the ad nauseum, so he should have 1 floating.
I don't know how. I mean, I guess he could just make a hand and then have a. I mean, he can't tap the city. He can't use the sack land.
Right.
At least he's not going to burn. Oh, he can actually just Burning Wish now. You get something good. You can get like a duress. Right? Some kind of duress, whatever you want to call it. What can he target? He has only a Thoughtseize in his sideboard, so that's not going to happen.
No, not gonna Thoughtseize him.
Can he get...
Yes, Bryce Menard agrees he has R floating.
R floating, not
Yes.
RR floating.
Right, that's what I was saying. Because he had only generated 6 mana total and had to pay 5 for the
Oh, he has to
nauseam.
pay a Catalyst mana, you're right, sorry. That was... He has the Tendrils, can he level up to... Oh, he can level up to the Tendrils with 2 Dark Rituals, right? Now, he's got to do some other stuff. Do we know? Can we get a shot of what he kept? We don't... He put the rest in a pile, okay. David Maddox. He's got to make a move soon, right?
David or Wesley both do, I think.
I mean, Wesley is like back against the wall. There's
right,
like
he put his own back. He backed up against the wall. But
lean back.
yeah, this deck. I mean, that's just the brink of, I would say madness, but it's Storm.
I think
The brink of Storm.
I don't know what I'm pretty certain he would have kept the Infernal Tutor and the Lion's Eye Diamond, right? He can't tap the city.
Right. There's a gemstone in
That's a
mine.
very good card to draw. Sure. Okay. So, I mean, he has to try to go for it. There's no question, right? And he actually has
before he
has Tendrils, so he can get life back to continue playing. That's one thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
he can just like a crappy play is like Ritual Tendrils or whatever, but he can at least keep playing. And obviously, some variation on that's better than Ritual Tendrils.
But like things
Point being,
like that
it's
can get him
difficult
back
for
into the game.
David to stop all the life efficacy from that, and it will allow Wesley to do stuff like tap his land again. Oh, Andrew7588 points out that it's a $60 City of Brass in play. So yeah, I mean, we must have been just bullying when we pointed out the white-bordered brainstorm. All right.
Dark
I like
Ritual.
it.
Uh-oh.
Rebecca Gay in the stack.
Double Ritual.
Double
Is he
Rebecca
gonna do
Gay.
exactly what you said? Ritual Tendrils?
No, I think he's going to do a little bit better.
Ritual,
a little bit better than
Ritual, Lion's Eye
Lion's
Diamond,
Diamond.
Tendrils.
that. So that's
knew he had the
Storm
LED.
plus 3.
Mm-hmm. So that he can gain 8 here
I'm
if
guessing
he doesn't
R
cast another
here.
spell.
Guessing R. So he's got R, R, B, 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 B,
Yeah.
I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm correct on that.
Burning Wish. So he's got... Now he should just have 4 black floating, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's B, 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 B floating. And then access to like... that goes removed from game, yes. Okay.
What was removed?
He put the Burning Wish in the graveyard. That's
yeah.
just not how the card works.
I just didn't see what you were talking about. Empty the Warren.
Warrens! So
he should still have 3 black floating, is that right?
No, Warrens costs 4.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So he just paid the red, and he has... He should have 1 black floating, is that...
If you have a time extension or you
He had-
have...
If
he has 1 black floating...
Didn't he have 4 black floating? Isn't that what we said?
Yeah. If he has 1 black floating, he can... there anything interesting you can do with 1 black floating?
Dark Ritual again. I guess nothing because you think he just
How
passed
many
the turn.
tokens is that? 5? No, 10.
He got the storm count was Ritual, LED, Burning Wish. So it was 10. You're right. Should be 10.
Well,
He had
no. Warrens makes 2 goblins for each, right?
Right.
So he had Ritual,
LED.
Lion's Eye Diamond, Burning Wish.
right, and itself.
And
but
itself.
empty- So that's why I said 10.
Oh,
Two-
okay. I thought you said because it should be plus. I missed one. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, it should be 10.
NP.
I think I only named 4. I didn't name itself. That's why I said 10.
Infernal.
All right, Infernal Tutor from Wesley. Silence. David Maddox. You are silenced. You're silenced again.
Ooh.
Be quieter.
This is. I would. This is something else.
Go into 1 life and then.
I mean, he drew a bunch of cards that were not the ones we saw. In for 10,000 damage. And then what's it going to be? Upkeep silence?
David Maddox goes to 6 here. Yeah.
Intuition.
Intuition from David Maddox.
It's got to be like Pact of Negation or Force of Will, I think. He doesn't have much time. Wesley, as far as I can tell, can't cast both silence now, right? You tap the gemstone mine for silence, right?
That's as much as I can see. I mean,
But
he's
if,
got the
if he uses
lions
the
there.
LED, he has to discard, right?
Yeah.
There was a time when he could have put it on the stack and then paid in response, right? I don't know if that has changed.
That's a good point. Like well, David Maddox gets 3 show and tells here. Trying to remember how that stacks.
So somebody can just tell us, who's a confident player of TES? Can you tell us if he can pay for the silence via Lion's Eye Diamond?
Yeah, I don't think he can.
I don't think so.
What are you asking?
Can he pay for the silence with his Lion's Eye Diamond? He has 2 silence in his hand. No, right? Yeah.
You can only activate Lines of Diamond during priority window.
Nothing's on the stack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to play it as it seems. You can't use it to pay for a spell.
Okay, that's what I thought. So
We're just confirming. Yeah.
that's the lockdown then, right?
Yeah, because he just played silence and David Pact of Negationed the silence. And now he can't cast the other silence.
So David Maddox has to win here, right? Can't let Wesley attack him again.
Yes.
Show and tell. Oh, whoa! Show and tell.
Wait, where'd that other silence go?
It's in his hand.
He's okay. I thought that was just his hand.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
he just
he's just
showed-
holding his hand. Wow. So, David show and tells Hive Mind into play, and Wesley show and tells the Gemstone Mine
I think.
into play.
Wait, I think he should have responded with his silence.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
How much? 1, 2.
I think
he can reasonably tap 1,
must-
2, 3,
yeah, we
4,
are.
7. He has a debit of 9, right? He can't. I don't think Wesley can survive.
I don't think so either. So now he has to pay for Summoner's Pact, right?
Well, he's gonna probably have to pay for Summoner's Pact and
What?
as well as
He
Pact
can't,
of Negation.
no, because Hive Mind wasn't in play yet. He didn't show and tell the Hive Mind into play until after.
No, he
Pact of
played
Negation.
Summoner's Pact and then cast
Oh,
Pact
di-
of Negation on top of it.
Oh,
It's the same thing as we saw in Game 1.
I didn't even see the second pact.
No,
Did
he could
have
have paid
2
for
pacts?
just Summoner's Pact.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't even see the Pact of Negation. I thought he Pact of Negation to silence, right? And then played show and tell.
But he
Hive
pacted-
Mind.
he-
He had another Pact of Negation. Okay, while I was talking to Glenn, I guess I was looking
same
at you
scenario as
and
Game 1. So
not looking at the screen.
that was pretty exciting. Now, couldn't Wesley have just